This is the 1750 Silas Gardner house in Nantucket. Which color do you like better for its front door? Chrome green or Essex green? Chrome green or Essex green? They're both historical colors from Benjamin Moore. I'll show you some decorating ideas for this house and tell you which color I would choose and why, if it were mine. But before we get to that, maybe I should show you a picture of the kitchen first. It's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? I mean, based on the 1750 date for the house, you were probably expecting something more like this. And parts of the house do still look a little like this, which is why this house has got me daydreaming about decorating it. Okay, so this has probably got you thinking that we're going with the more vivid chrome green for the front door, right? Wrong. It turns out that it doesn't matter which color we like better because the choices on this house exterior are restricted. When you're painting an historic house in Nantucket, you're going with white, gray, or dark Essex green. Chrome green on the exterior is just a little too exciting. But sometimes you get lucky when you're dealing with the Historic Commission, and that's why we have the chrome green kitchen. Because while they may not like your front door color, they'll decide that your kitchen renovation and addition is entirely appropriate sometimes. In this case, the kitchen addition was approved because it was an addition to an existing 1990s edition that was added on to the first kitchen edition. So the materials in the new space were carefully chosen to blend the new spaces with the old. And these floors really do look original to the house. Now the sliding barn door there looks a little less original, but it does make a logical transition between the old and new spaces. And that brings us to the original front part of the house. Similar to the choice that really wasn't a choice about the paint color, we're saying that the house was built in 1750 because that's what the Historic Commission decided. And they based that date because the original oven was at the back of the kitchen fireplace instead of on the side like it would have been later in the century. So it's a good thing that picture I showed had the oven in the right place in that old kitchen. Anyway, but the thing is, since Silas Gardner, who is credited with building the house, wasn't born until 1762, that would have made it a little hard for him to build the house in 1750. So they suggested that instead of building the house, when he was 18, he probably renovated an existing lean-to that was built in the 1750s. And he would have renovated it then sometime around 1780 when he was 18. And a lean-to is basically a small structure that appears to be resting or leaning against a larger building. So the small entry here with the steep stairs and the two front rooms are the oldest parts of the house. And even though this room is old, it's adjacent to the spiffy new kitchen. So it should look like this. This design is by Katie Rosenfeld. I kept the original fireplace bricks there, and I would probably keep the original windows too. But this combination of antiques with more contemporary accents blends well with that snazzy kitchen. And this is the other original front room. And again, how it could look with some nice squishy chairs and antiques. This design is from an 1889 colonial house redone by the architectural firm of Austin, Patterson and Disston. There's also a master bedroom and bath suite on the first floor, but they're part of a new addition. I'm just guessing because of this pretty cool closet and this really nice bathroom. There are 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms on the second floor, but they weren't pictured in the recent listing photos. So in total, the house has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. And I don't know the square footage, and maybe that's because the Historic Commission is still trying to figure out what they're going to decide that is. But this room may be one of the bedrooms. I'm not sure where it is in the house, but if it were mine, it would look like this. This design is by Susan Zises Green, who does actually design in Nantucket. So she totally gets the whole blending of the new and the old that's happening in the rest of this house. So this is what the house looked like when it was last on the market in 2020. There weren't any interior photos to go with this, which is a shame, but it's kind of hard to believe that that pink screen door made it past the Historic Commission. But I really do like those little window boxes. They're very cute. So here's what the house looked like in 1966. You notice there it has a light-colored front door. And here's what it looked like in 1881. According to this map of Nantucket. There it is. And you can also spot on the map where in 1847, astronomer Maria Mitchell discovered and charted a new comet that put her on the map. Literally. There's the Maria Mitchell Association. She was the first American to discover a comet and the first female astronomy professor. She taught at Vassar. And this is the Maria Mitchell Association, which preserves her historic birthplace there. And it operates 2 observatories, a National Science Museum, an aquarium, and a research center. So that probably explains why the quarter board on the house calls it the Milky Way. And that's probably Essex green. And it's not just because it's on Milk Street. However, Milk Street itself is said to have been named for the dairy wagon's route into town. So despite all the changes, Silas Gardner is still remembered because Milk Street turns into Gardner Street. And I'm not positive that's actually for Silas, but I'm not going to ask the Historic Commission because who knows what they'll tell me. So that was the Silas Gardner house. If you enjoyed seeing it, please like and share the link and subscribe to my channel. That way YouTube will show my videos to more people and my little channel can someday be a bigger channel. And for more content, please visit my website at ifitweremine.com.